Skip, let me set the scene for you. It's February 2025. The Washington Commanders, fresh off a brutal loss in the NFC Championship game, limped off the field like a wounded lion, close but clearly flawed. Jayden Daniels, that young stallion under center, was running for his life like he was dodging IRS agents, defensive ends coming from every direction. Peters saw it. The fans saw it. The whole league saw it. So what does Adam Peters do? He goes out and makes the boldest move of the offseason. No hesitation, no overthinking. He picks up the phone and says, "I want Laremy Tunsil. What's it going to take?" And just like that, five-time Pro Bowl left tackle Laremy Tunsil is a Washington Commander. Woo! Skip, that ain't just a trade. That's a statement. Now first, Skip, let's talk about Adam Peters. This ain't your regular GM. This man came from the school of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. He helped build that 49ers roster brick by brick. And when he touched down in Washington, he had a plan. He didn't come to tinker. He came to transform. He saw a quarterback in Jayden Daniels who could be special, but needed help. You can't let your franchise QB turn into a piñata back there. So Peters starts where all smart GMs start. The trenches. He drafted well in year one. Made some savvy signing. But this offseason, this was different. This was his going all-in moment. And that moment's name is Laremy Tunsil. Now listen, you don't just stumble into a Tunsil trade. This man was anchoring a young, hungry Texans line, protecting C.J. Stroud and keeping defenders in check like a bouncer at the club. But once the Texans made it clear they were willing to listen, Adam Peters didn't blink. Was it expensive? Oh, absolutely. Picks, cap space, and leverage all gone in one swipe. But this is the NFL, Skip. You don't win big by playing scared. And Tunsil, that boy ain't just good. He's elite. He's the Rolls-Royce of left tackles. Moved and still just 30 years old. Tunsil don't miss many games. He don't miss many blocks. And most importantly, he don't miss when the moment gets big. That's the kind of presence you bring in when you're trying to go from contender to champion. Let me tell you all something about Jayden Daniels. That boy got juice. Athleticism for days. Pocket presence, poise, swagger. He came into the league like a young Russell Wilson with Lamar Jackson legs. But Skip, the boy was under siege last year, running for his life like he owed child support in 3 states. And yet, he still delivered, still made plays, still got this team 1 game away from the Super Bowl. So imagine now. Imagine what Jayden Daniels can be with an all-pro wall protecting his blind side. Now he can see the field, not just the pass rush. He can take his time and carve defenses like Thanksgiving turkey. And if the play breaks down, he still got the wheels to get loose. This move ain't just about Tunsil. It's about Daniels. Peters is telling his young QB, "We got you. Now go win us something." But Skip, Peters ain't done yet, he said. "You know what? I'ma give Daniels not 1, but 2 elite tackles." So with the 29th overall pick, he snatches up Josh Conerly Jr. out of Oregon. Now you pair that young bull with Tunsil, that's a bookend offensive line. Conerly Jr. got that main street. He's young, powerful, and ready to learn behind the best. Ain't many teams in the league got a setup like that. And trust me, the NFC East, they're trembling. You're gonna need more than a Micah Parsons spin move to get past this duo. The Commanders didn't just fix a hole, they built a fortress. Now let me tell y'all how the league responded. The phones lit up. Analysts were shook. Coaches were texting each other like high schoolers after a breakup. Jeff Kerr from CBS, that man ranked the Tunsil trade as the No. 2 offseason move, right behind DK Metcalf heading to Pittsburgh. That's how serious it was. And it ain't just the analysts. Executives around the league are now saying, maybe Washington ain't just a feel-good story. Maybe they're for real. Skip, when you got folks at the league office playoff teams, and division rivals all circling your name on the calendar? You done shook the table. Let me make it plain, Skip. The NFC East used to be Philly's playground. They had the best O-line, the nastiest front seven, and swagger from Jalen Hurts all the way to the water boy. But now, Washington is coming. Wash. And don't get me started on Dallas. They still trying to figure out how to stop themselves, let alone stop Jaden Daniels with Tunsil protecting him. The Giants? Lord have mercy. Daniel Jones ain't sleeping good with that Commanders' defense and offense both leveled up. This division just turned into a war zone. And guess what? Adam Peters brought a bazooka. Let's talk about Laramie for a second. This man been underrated for too long. He survived the chaos in Miami, carved a reputation for excellence in Houston. And now he's on a team that's built to win right now. He's hungry. He's healthy. And he knows that a couple of playoff runs in DC could make him a legend. Skip, this ain't just about money anymore. This about rings. This about rewriting the narrative. This about protecting a star QB and leading a new chapter in Washington football. That's legacy talk. Let's talk about them fans, Skip. FedEx Field used to be full of folks hoping not to be embarrassed. Now, they believe. You got jerseys flying off shelves. Kids asking for Jaden Daniels posters. You got tailgates bumping at 6 a.m. in September. This city ain't just watching anymore, they're riding. And you best believe when that schedule drops, every game is a statement. Because for the first time in a long time, the Commanders are nobody's underdog. Skip, let me tell you something right quick. D. Football been suffering from a disease for years. That disease. Mediocrity. Poor leadership. Bad drafting. Rot at the roots. But Adam Peters came in with a cure. Let's rewind the tape real quick. Before Peters, this franchise had become a rotating door of dysfunction. Front office moves that looked like they were made on Madden. Draft picks that never panned out. Players constantly beefing with coaches, quarterbacks being overpaid or overhyped, or both. But what Adam Peters is doing now, Skip, it's institutional reform. He ain't just signing talent, he building a culture. He bringing in high-character dudes, smart football mind, position coaches who teach fundamentals, nutritionists who ain't feeding these boys chicken and Gatorade. This is professionalism finally coming back to DC. And that's what makes this whole thing special. Skip, Tunsil ain't just an all-pro addition. He's a symbol. A symbol that the Commanders ain't messing around anymore. They serious. They mean business. But when they got to the NFC title game against Philly, them cracks in the O-line started showing. Jaden Daniels got pressured on 42% of his dropbacks in that game. He was sacked 4 times. 2 of those drives ended in turnovers. As they feasted. Now fast forward to this season. That ain't happening again. With Tunsil on the left and Josh Connolly Jr. on the right, the Commanders just erased their biggest flaw. Now, Daniels got time. He got protection. He got rhythm. That means longer drives, fewer turnovers, more touchdowns. You mix that with a defense that already had teeth. Baby, that's championship DNA. Now Skip, one thing fans overlook is chemistry. You can have the most talented roster in the world, but if the locker room off, ain't nothing working. But Peters knows how to build chemistry like Grandma knew how to make cornbread. From scratch, and with love. He brought in vets who know how to lead. Tunsil being one of E. He brought in young cats who want to learn. The vibe in that facility, electric, positive, focused. You can see it in practice footage. You can hear it in presser. You can feel it in the energy. This team likes each other, Skip. And in football, that means something. You fight harder for your brothers when you're close. when you break bread together off the field. That bond, that's how championships are won. Skip, you ever seen a man take a high-stakes poker game and just push all his chips to the middle? That's Adam Peters. He saw the board, he saw the flaws, and he made the boldest, smartest move of the off-season. That Tunsil trade? Genius. That Connolly pick? Ice cold. This man is doing in 18 months what most GMs don't pull off in a decade. And now, the Commanders are contenders. So I'ma say it again. Skip, when the dust settles, and we look back at the 2025 season, we might just say, that Adam Peters didn't just win a trade. He won the whole dang conference.